This is a question that we grapple with all the time, actually. And often what the first sort of place that you tend to go is you start to think about individuals, and then you start to think about traits. And I think that's all very well. But actually, the conclusion I've come to over a period of time is that an inclusive leader can actually only thrive and exist within an inclusive organisation. So I'm tending to move away from talking about individual leaders. The trap that we've fallen into, and I include myself in this, I think in the past, is that we've tried to develop diversity, equality and inclusion strategies which are detached from the overall purpose of an organisation. So to answer your question, the best diversity, equality and inclusion strategies are those that are fully integrated into the corporate strategy for the organisation and that fully play into the objectives and aims of the organisation. I think diversity and equality and inclusion practitioners have got to decide whether they want to be specialists or whether they want to be change agents. And I think if they want to be change agents, then to a certain degree, they're going to have to drop that categorization but as long as they hang on to that, I'm a diversity, equality and inclusion practitioner, that's all you're ever going to be. If you really want to bring about change, I think what we've got to try to do is to integrate those skills and competencies into some of the broader roles within organisations, whether it's in HR, whether it's in organisational development, whether it's in project management, whatever it is. I think we've got to try and integrate those skills across an organisation. And that requires a certain amount of humility, I think, from practitioners to step back and say, okay, you get on and you sort it out. Yeah, rather than trying to do it for people. When I came into diversity and inclusion, probably 20 odd years ago, the conversation at that time was about how if we were going to be successful, in many ways we had to do ourselves out of a job. I'd actually like to see, and again, people won't thank me for saying this, but I'd like to see less diversity and inclusion jobs. I think that's the only way forward. And of course, there will be some people who will push against that and resist that. But I think if we are, again, really going to bring about change, then that's got to happen.